What's up, everybody? Cigar Sherpa Laird Mayhew back with another cigar review, and today I've got the Super Fly by Oscar in Connecticut shade. Stay tuned.
I can smoke stogies in my house, first of all, because her father introduced me to stogies, and second of all, because I'm a stud. I'm ballsy. I don't take no shit from anyone. I smoke my stogie anywhere I want. I don't have to find a hideout place like you.
All right. Welcome back to another installment here at Cigar Sherpa. I, of course, am your host, Laird Mayhew, and if this is your first time here, please hit the subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up, a thumbs down, a comment, like, share, tell your mama, all that good stuff. And if this is not your first time here, as always, welcome back. All right, so as my intro said, today I've got the Super Fly by Oscar Valladares, and it is the Connecticut. Okay, so if you have been following the channel, or if you've been checking out some videos, you will see that, I don't know, about 2 months ago, I did the review on the Oscar Valladares Super Fly. Okay, it had a San Andreas wrapper on top of Honduran binder, Honduran, Nicaragua, and Dominican tobacco in the filler. Okay, I don't know why this cigar is not more popular. I think I know why. My guess would be because of the band and the name. People just think it's gimmicky. I bring it up to people all the time, and they are, and not only that, it's a Honduran cigar, and most of the people that I know, when I say Honduras, they curl their lip up. I don't know why that is. I enjoy Honduras. I'm not a big fan. I mean, I'm more in the Nicaraguan and the Cuban and Dominican Republic, I guess, if I had to scale it down. But the Oscar Superfly, the original with the San Andreas wrapper from Mexico, was a damn good cigar. As a matter of fact, it was one of my favorite cigars that I've smoked in the last year. So if you haven't, try it out. If you pass by it, and you're probably gonna have the first impression that I did. It was like, it's like a gas station gimmick, but it's a damn good cigar. You should try it. So on to this one. This one was just released about 2 weeks ago. Okay, maybe less than 2 weeks. And it only came out in the 5 1/4 by 45 ring gauge Corona. Okay, I don't know if it's a limited edition or if it's just a pre-release. I don't know. My brick and mortar's got it early. I didn't even know he was gonna have a Connecticut out, so I seen it, grabbed it, and we're gonna go ahead and review it. The wrapper is a Connecticut shade wrapper grown in Honduras. I've never had one of those before. I didn't even know they were doing it. It's got just like the original, and I don't know if it is the original blend just with a new wrapper or not. I can't find any information on it, but it's made up just like the original Superfly, which would have an Honduras binder and fillers from Honduras and Nicaragua and, of course, Dominican Republic. And on the original Oscar with the San Andreas wrapper, that was the first time that Oscar Valladares had used Dominican Republic tobacco. Little fun fact there. Construction on this thing's not bad. It's a little rough. The wrapper is not as smooth and oily and sheeny as a Connecticut shade normally is. It's almost got like a paper bag consistency. Like you'll get, I don't even know if they still make paper bags, but when I was a kid, used to get our groceries in a paper bag. I'm sure you guys all recall. Got a triple cap on there. It's not on there bad. There's a little rough spot right there. Not bad. Feels good. Smells like cedar. Not much smell coming off the wrapper at all. Light cedar. Good sweet cedar in the foot. I'm going to give this thing a cut and a light and come back and tell you what I think about it from there. Stay tuned. All right, so initially, I'm getting a cedar, okay, like a dry cedar. A little bit of pepper on the retrohale, and it's now coming into the backside of the finish there on the palate. So let me just see here. I don't even know what I'm looking for. I'm thinking towards the next review. A little bit of sweetness, little bit of sweet cedar and black pepper, and that's really all I'm getting. Okay, black pepper in the retrohale. It's got a long finish in the retrohale. On the palate, it's kind of dry, which is why I always encourage people when I meet them, or I notice them smoking. If you're not retrohaling, you're just not going to get a lot of the flavors. Just on my palate alone, I'm getting the dry cedar and just a little tiny bit of pepper. It's kind of bland on the palate, but the retrohale, there's actually a little bit of spice there, and a little bit of sweetness. Okay, I don't know what kind of spice, just kind of sweet with that pepper, but overall, not bad. The smoke's kind of getting a little more creamy as it develops, so I'm going to get into the first third, come back and tell you what I think about it from there. Stay tuned. All right. We are in the first third, probably about 10 minutes in. I'm not really keeping track, but I will start from now. And the cigar's developed slightly. It's burning excellent, okay? It's got that nice, thick, white ash. It's damn near razor sharp on that burn. Very well constructed cigar. It's still got that cedar. It's like a peppery cedar on the palate, okay? It tingles the whole time. Very long peppery finish on this stick here. You would think Connecticut, again, looks can be deceiving. Connecticut shade wrapper. It's going to be a mild cigar. It's medium, okay? I was expecting more on the, mild to medium. This is more of a medium plus. I mean, it's working its way up in between that peppery finishes on the tongue, on the back sides of where my wisdom teeth used to be, whatever part of the gum that is. It's got the sweetness is developed, and it's picked up a buttery toffee note. Now, that don't mean it's going to taste like a Werther's Original candy, but it has that nuance to it, and that's what it reminds me of. It's a very buttery smoke, and with that sweetness and that slight spice in the retrohale, when I combine all that, it makes me think of like a toffee. So, going really good so far. Burning great, smoke output's great, the draw is great, construction, everything's great so far. Come on back in the second third, I'll tell you what I think about it from there. Stay tuned. All right. We are in the second third here, and we are just at about 22 minutes into this cigar. This cigar is burning great. It has got great smoke output. It's not razor sharp like it was, but it's still burning nice and slow. It kind of waits on you. There's not a whole lot of foot smoke coming off on it. And if you take it easy on it and don't try to suck it down too fast, it's probably going to last a good 45, 50 minutes, maybe an hour on a Corona. That's a long smoke for a short cigar. But anyway, the flavors have developed slightly. The cedar note is still there. The flavor is still there. It just kind of backs off and it takes on more of a toastiness. Okay, it's very broad. Not a very general statement, toastiness. It's just got a toastiness. The smoke has got like a creamy toastiness to it. The smoke has got that buttery, that toffee note kind of goes away a little bit, but it's still buttery. It's still got a slight spice. But I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to use a term here, and I've been struggling with it for the last 5 minutes or so. But it's been over 5 minutes actually, and I don't like to use crazy terms. I don't want to get labeled as a guy who's talking about, Crayola crayons and all these weird flavors. But this cigar, to me, with the toastiness, with that butteriness, that slight spice, all combined tastes like popcorn. There you go, popcorn. That's what it tastes like. The buttery note on here, it just kind of, it leaves like an oily finish on the palate. So along with that toastiness, it tastes like popcorn. It reminds me of popcorn, okay? It's not a popcorn flavored stick, obviously, but all the flavors combined, it must be that wrapper, because I've never had that wrapper before. I've never really experienced that popcorny type taste in a cigar. But I'm interested in it, for sure. So I'm enjoying it, and I'm going to get into the final third, come back and tell you what I think about it from there. Stay tuned. All right. We're in the final third. We're just at about 50 minutes on this Corona. That's a pretty long smoke for me on such a small ring gauge and short cigar. It was 45 ring gauge, 5¼ inches long. Transitions into the final third, pretty much stayed the same. But the only thing I'll say is, as it got closer to the end here, the smoke kind of gets a little hot. It's kind of hard to keep it cool, and it picks up kind of an acrid bite to it. I don't know how to describe that. It just kind of bites your tongue. It's a little hot, a little tingly. But overall, I'm very impressed with this cigar. I've never had a Honduran Connecticut shade wrapper, and I've never experienced the nuance of popcorn in a cigar before. And when I say that, it was almost like, it wasn't like I was reaching for it. It was like, oh, I got this, slight spiciness in the retrohale. I got a creamy, buttery smoke and a sweetness, popcorn popped. And once it popped into my head, it was there. Okay, so first time for me. First time smoking this wrapper. First time picking up a popcorn nuance in a cigar. But so we started with it's cedar. Okay, cedar woodsy note is prominent throughout the whole cigar. Black pepper stays throughout the whole cigar. The sweetness picks up about midway through the first third. It stays all the way through the cigar. It picks up like a toastiness about the halfway point in the second third. Very enjoyable, very enjoyable. So I recommend you go out and try this thing, or if you happen to see it. I mean, I'm not going to lie, I'm not going to rush out and buy a box of these, okay? It's not my cup of tea, but I'm not let down by it. So there you go. I don't rank, I don't put number grades on them, but, out of Connecticut cigars as they go, out of 10, I would rank this somewhere around a 7, 7.5. So enjoyable smoke. There you go. Cigar Sherpa Laird Mayhew reminding you to be polite to everybody that you meet. But always have a backup plan in case you got to shoot him in the face. And I'm out.